Mep. Mep.
Someday.
This is my boyfriend.
Mep.
It is my boyfriend. You gonna join us, honey?
Well, what are we doing?
Fucking SU-100Y.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
What are we doing?
We're playing World of Tanks. I'm only a couple of K away from getting a new tank.
Oh.
Indeed. Very ball.
Wait, you're seriously only a couple K away from the VK?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've only got 4K left now that I had such a
Well,
good
that's
game.
gonna take about 17,000 games.
Wait, you had a fantastic good game where you had like 2,000 experience plus the first win of the day bonus? Because that would be nice.
2,000 experience thanks to the first win of the day bonus.
Hey Tate, what is the most experience you've ever gotten at once? Even if it involved having premium, first day of the win of the day bonus, and completing like a couple of missions at the same time. Like the absolute most experience you've ever got at once.
So like, if I go into service record, it only shows me base XP.
But how the fuck did I get 2,000 maximum experience?
Sorry?
I got apparently a base of 2,000 once.
Really? That's more than me.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, maximum experience in a battle, 1,975.
Still, so like 2,000 experience. First win of the day bonus would make that 4,000.
No, that's base.
Yeah, but if you had have got first win of the day bonus, and that would have been 4,000, right?
Yeah.
Or is that in...
But like, it would have more things would have been added on, so it's possible that could have been 5.
It could have been like
6,000.
5,000,
Yeah.
possibly 6. Nah, premium. Yeah, 5,000 plus for first win of the day, plus 50% bonus. Yeah, it could have been like 6,000 maybe.
I got 21x extra.
That
for
would be
playing number 2.
insane. Imagine getting
Actually,
6,000
It
XP.
means, funnily enough, that was in my Churchill one. That was when I was researching down.
Jesus Christ, mine was in the T54 mod 1.
Mine was in the Churchill one, dude. Seriously, the Churchill. I got rid of the Churchill one as soon as I got the Churchill 7, which was so long ago. I have not done better than that game apparently.
You must have just been very lucky.
I must have been a fucking god in that game. What was that game? If I remember, actually, I think I might remember it. I think it was on the old El Haloof. I think it was a tier 7 game as well. The Churchill 1 in this game does get a pretty good gun.
Apparently my win rate has increased.
Can I research, like, backwards?
The what?
Can I research backwards?
No.
No.
So say I had the bishop and I wanted to go across to the archer. Could I go backwards and research the Valentine, or do I have to research the cruiser too?
Yes.
Tate, you know how you were complaining that, oh my god, my WNA's going down because you guys are making me play with AP?
What? Did I say that?
Yeah, you complained about that.
No, you didn't say his win rate. You said his
His
ratio
WNA.
thing. Yeah, WN8. Yeah, you did.
That's exactly what I said. Yeah.
I think you were just...
WX8.
I don't think he said that it was happening. He said that, oh no, I worked so hard to get this WN8. Now it's going to go down.
I think I said it was like the first game where I was going to be using only AP, and I said something like, "Oh god, my WN8's going to go."
Yeah,
so
I don't
hard."
think it was like. Yeah, I don't think he was saying that it was happening.
He properly complained about it.
He probably
I did?
complained, but he complained
doesn't sound
once
like
before
me.
he played his first game with it, and then did well
no,
anyway.
No, there was once afterwards.
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
I don't remember.
If I
this.
want to do tank
Clearly,
destroyers,
You still getting purple stats in the last 60 days, Tate.
hun, if I want to do tank destroyers as well, what do I do?
Research tank destroyers.
But like, what line? Because I was thinking, since I've already got like some Germans and British, German? No, it's not German,
Yeah.
is it?
if
is
you
it
want
German?
easy
That's
mode,
German.
go down Russia.
But like, which
really? It sucks. Russia sucks.
which tank destroyers should
Yeah.
I get? But there's no crossover because like every now and again there's like crossovers between lines, and I thought, oh, it would be convenient if one of
Eugene, what
my
would you say is
one of my
the
tanks is
best
crossed
tank
over.
destroyer line in the game?
Do they
I
have
don't fucking
differences? You know how like
I feel like a lot
before
of people would say it's the turreted American tank destroyers.
Yeah, I would have said that.
because like do they all have differences? Because like you guys have said, oh yeah, with artillery, this faction's got more of a higher fire rate. These
A lot
ones
of
have
tank
more
destroyers are
AOE,
the
like
same.
bigger explosions. These ones tend to do more damage, but is it more inaccurate? There's stuff like that. But then, and I'd assume like other tanks is like, oh yeah, I suppose
If you
this
want,
this
Yeah, it's
faction
fairly-
tends
it's
to
very much like that.
have more like have more armor.
if you want tank destroyers with bigger guns earlier down the line, go Russia. You want.
But
Russian
that's the
tank
thing.
destroyers.
Like, what's the difference between the? Because you'd think all of that stuff can be balanced and still make each line fairly viable. Like, a tier 6 artillery might be comparable to another faction's tier 6 artillery, but one of them hits harder but is more inaccurate. You're like, okay, well that's balanced. But when you're
I
and when you're
honestly
talking about like
really
heavy
like-
tanks and medium tanks and even light tanks, you're like, ooh, that one doesn't do as much damage or doesn't have as much pen, but it's got a higher fire rate, so the things that it can pen, it'll do more DPS to it. That's balanced. But when you're talking
I'll be
about a tank
honest.
destroyer, you're like, fuck armor, fuck mobility. All you want
No.
is damage and pen.
Not really.
That is
I'll be
all.
honest. If I was gonna go down a tank destroyer line, I would go down the German tank destroyer line, like the Stug line, all the way up to the Jagdpanther 2. I don't really like the idea of the Jagdpanzer 100. It's just
No, I'm sorry. I wouldn't do any of those lines. I'd
Why?
go down I'd go down to the Grill 15.
yeah, that's true. The Grill 15.
Where's that?
Big
Those
gun,
German
not able to be
turreted
seen.
tank destroyers are amazing.
Yeah, you can't fucking see them when they fire.
All of the
Such
barrels
bullshit.
go off the screen, honey. Every German tank is just like, hey, this is a light tank. Nah, let's like triple the size of its gun. Needs a
Yeah.
longer barrel.
The FE405 line's fun now that they fucking gave the Challenger a good gun.
Honey,
Yeah.
why is there a Stug email?
What?
I mean, it's an email, but I read it as
Did the
email.
Challenger
Stug email.
only- did
Oh,
the
honey,
Challenger
that's
only use
Störe,
the 17?
not Stug.
ST.
Yeah, it's not Stug, honey.
That's Stur.
That's Störe.
Uh,
Stug literally has STU.
Sturmgeschütz.
The Störe Emil is big
Stur
gun.
Emil.
is that what it
Big dick.
means?
Big dick energy. No, it's just a name.
Eugene, did the Challenger used to only have the 17-pounder?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Oh, wow.
Holy
If I thought
crap!
they were gonna give it a 32 pounder, I wouldn't have sold it.
Why is that one? Why is the Yag Tiger 8.8 centimeter so expensive?
Because
It's one of the old premiums.
it's also a big boy.
Yeah,
Is,
but it's
it is
way
expensive.
more expensive than anything else in its class.
I don't know. It's one of those like old premiums that sell
Yeah.
for a lot of money because they're old.
Yeah. Dude, if you get like a good crew and rammers and stuff, you can get the 88 to fire every 3.5 seconds on that.
Yeah.
tank.
What's
but
the
Apparently, it's a pretty shitty fucking TD.
Yeah, it's pretty bad now, honestly.
what?
What did you
The
say, honey?
Yag Tiger or something else?
The
Yeah,
88.
8.8. It says 8.8,
88.
not 88.
Well,
88.
it's called the 8.8 because Germans like using centimeters instead
But then
of
what about the
millimeters.
Panzer 58? I'm sure that's a 5.8.
No.
No? It was just the
No.
58th Panzer.
That's just Panzer 58.
Where is Panzer 58, anyways?
Below it, it's a medium tank
Sorry?
premium.
Oh, I think that might be because it was like designed in the year 1958.
Oh, okay. Then
I-
what's
you
this
say
VK
that, but I-
53.03?
Again, my legs, Dad.
What's that naming
I
convention?
train on Thursdays and my legs want to kill themselves during the game.
I don't know.
I didn't train that Thursday.
I don't know the VK's naming system.
What about
well,
low?
something
What's
like
with
10
low?
balls.
The liver.
No,
That's just
that's
the
low.
And then just sat around doing nothing because Tio wasn't there.
I would have assumed the VK45 stands for the tonnage, but I don't think the tonnage is. I refuse to believe that that would only weigh 45 tons.
Oh, remember the Patton Korea, the
Honey?
M46 Korea?
Yes,
Reg-
dear.
Irregardless of how good, not sorry, how. Oh wait. So when all of these battles were being fought
A
with tanks,
A vomit weapon.
right?
Yes.
Why didn't they just make a super tank? I think I asked this before, but I can't remember. So why didn't they sit there
That's
and
obviously
just
fake.
make, like, why didn't they have a very slow 11,
Drop bombs
like
on it.
11 barrels and about 3 meters of steel on all sides house that rolls out and crushes everything in its path and just rolls towards the enemy?
Okay, cool.
Because you can. First of all, it would sink in the dirt. Planes could bomb it.
So basically,
But planes
they're
can bomb
doing
it.
bad against the Geneva Convention and using chemical warfare.
What? Are you
I don't
talking to
know.
us or are you talking to
I'm
your
just gonna-
dad still?
I'm just gonna mute him.
Oh.
Okay.
No, but because yeah, like, how does, like, yeah, and you said that before. It's like, oh, planes can bomb them, but
Or at night.
can't planes just bomb the the back line and cut off the supplies anyway,
Yeah.
and then you win?
Yeah.
Like, if planes can bomb them, if there are bombs big enough to actually dent like a good meter of steel, like a mobile bunker.
Okay, so here's a question. Why does it matter?
Like, no, sorry, more than a bunker. A mobile fallout shelter with turrets. If there are bombs that can hurt that, they could just bomb where the tanks are coming from, and ain't
Yeah, they
nothing
did
gonna
that.
fucking live. So there's no point. Like, any of these tanks. What I'm saying is, if there is a bomb that can dent a mobile fallout shelter, then that same
Well,
bomb
it's
will obliterate every tank in a 3K radius. Right?
I mean,
So,
Not
doesn't matter.
really.
All of these tanks would die in one hit from that bomb.
because you don't need to dent a tank. It's what you do inside the tank that matters. You might not penetrate the tank, but you might create spalling on the inside. Or you can track it. And if it's tracked, then it can't do anything. And you can always just go around it if it's slow.
But, like, go around it, yeah. But for an invading... like,
Sure, it's cool, but, like,
I'd
why is it
imagine
important?
this tank
Oh no!
rolling,
Russia-
like, turning up,
Russia
being
has
carried
ships off
by
the
2
coast of
fleet
Britain.
carriers
Oh,
side by
no,
side,
What are they gonna do?
land on the
It's
shores,
fun,
and
you
just
idiots. They're
roll
not just
towards
gonna
the
come
city
and
they're
fire
trying to
fucking
siege.
missiles at you.
Doesn't matter if things go around them. They will take that city by force. Because this thing's
Maybe
just
the
gonna
Russians are
roll
trying
up.
to send the ship from
They'd
the-
bomb it before it
from
gets to
Baltic
the
Fleet to the Black
beach.
Sea Fleet, and they have to go all the way around.
Nah, because fleet carriers have anti-tank guns and lots of flat guns, so it'll be fine.
Because
They'd
believe it or
find
not,
a
the
way to
Russians
bomb
are
it.
not
Because,
evil.
I mean, they've done that to big battleships before.
But, like, they
were-
tried to
Some of
bomb
those
it. They
people aren't
couldn't
good
even take
guys.
down the
You'd consider Donald
Bismarck
Trump a fucking
in
savior?
time.
That's because they didn't bomb the They didn't get
They
the chance
tr-
to bomb the Bismarck.
Why not?
Because it came out earlier than they expected.
Yeah, it came out earlier.
Sister ship.
I know, but at least they knew they were
Vladimir
working
Putin
on the
has actually done a
Bismarck.
lot
Imagine
for
if somebody
Russian
was
economy.
working on a gigantic tank that nobody
Especially
knew
after
about, and all of a
wars, so-
sudden
How do
they
you hide that?
they saw in the. What do you mean? How do you hide that? Because you don't let
It's-
enemies into your airspace, so you don't
It's
let them see.
gigantic.
Yeah, they're not going to see it over the hills. Like, it's in your country. You'd
Yeah,
see
but
it.
there is scout planes. There's such a thing as scout planes.
They
You
get
can't stop
shot
every scout
down.
plane
Anything
otherwise.
that enters your airspace that didn't ask for permission, even if it's your own, even if it's a friendly plane that with a damaged radio trying to go for an emergency landing, you shoot it because it's wartime.
Radar wasn't that effective back then. Not everyone had radar.
I'm sorry, what are we talking about? Ian?
Oh, I'm asking what the practical reasons why they didn't literally get a fallout shelter, have like the entire bottom of it covered in tracks, and then put 11 barrels on it and be like, here's our mobile fortress, we're gonna roll towards where we're sieging. Everything will die. It's like got a
Not if-
meter of
not if the
steel on
fucking
all
fortress
sides.
gets
Nothing
bombed
can
to
pen
shit
it.
by
It's
aircraft.
invulnerable. Yeah, but then Cass was like, they'll just bomb it.
You immobilize one of those tracks, it's fucked.
Really? Oh. But like, it's got like
I mean, it
12
can't go
tracks. I'm
anywhere.
sure it'll be fine with that one.
I'm sure the people shooting at that fortress
You
will
can
be smart enough
eventually
to
blow
shoot
all of the
fuck-
tracks.
Yeah, I'm sure the people shooting at the fortress will be smart enough to realize, oh, if we just shoot the tracks, they can't move.
Eh.
And they won't get out to fix the tracks because they're stuck out there with everyone fucking firing at it.
Also, it requires a
Kraken
fuck ton of
attack.
fuel.
Hey, Kraken attack.
It's
There you
kind
go.
of it's kind of like the stupidity behind the ratter.
No, that's why whenever when Squigz asked about that, my first thought was, what's the problem with the Rata? Gets bombed, too much fuel, it needs to be resupplied.
Hmm.
It can only go so
Oh.
far before it eventually needs to stop.
I looked very different before. Sorry, guys.
And
If
when
it
it
doesn't
stops,
sound
you
like
fuck
I'm
it.
talking to you, then it's because I'm talking to people on stream.
We know.
Okay. Yeah.
You could literally.
What did you
just
think I looked
frickin', like Air Force, dude.
I'll turn
what
the
the
light
fuck
on.
is that thing gonna do against Air Force?
Nothing. Just
Oh, that did nothing.
just fucking tall boy it.
Oh,
Fucking
sk-
carpet bomb the shit out of it. It
you
will
calling me
work.
fat?
Who's calling you fat?
Kraken said I look very different to what he imagined, and I asked, what did he imagine? He said, I imagined some skinny Aryan.